Hello everyone and welcome to Siriana Tarot. This is a no communication love reading for Libra, focused on a connection where communication may currently be limited, paused, or unclear. We'll explore your energy, the energy of the person on your mind, and the emotional dynamic between you. Not to fix or chase anyone, but to support your clarity, self-trust, and emotional steadiness. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Libras, please. All right, your person is showing up as the Empress in reverse, Taurus and Libran energy. They're viewing you as the Moon, Cancer, Pisces energy. And we have the Queen of Wands also showing up in reverse. And we have the Eight of Wands. Okay, so some of you, my Libras here, I feel very strongly that there is some sort of third-party situation going on here. So I don't know if this person is, in another relationship, or they're dealing with another, other options. The Eight of Wands tells me this person is coming in to communicate, or they want to communicate, or they want to manifest this. But I worry that there may be some sort of overlap here. I also feel like overlap in relationships. I also feel with the Empress energy in reverse, this is someone who isn't exactly where they want to be in life. So they could be struggling with their abundance. They could be struggling with self-image, self-worth. So I feel like that's something you need to be aware of here. All right, let's see. We see the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, I feel Libra, this person's not single. For a lot of you, this person is in another relationship. Now, I don't know if they're telling you that, we don't sleep in the same room anymore. Some of you, they may be separated but not fully divorced. For others of you, straight up, there is some sort of third party around them. You may work with this person. You may see this person somewhere you like to go back to. So like school, the gym. They definitely are attracted to you. I feel like this person's coming in to pursue you, Libra. But with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, it's a strong indication that A, they're not single, or B, this person isn't vibrating at a super high level. Even if they're really sexy and attractive, it's like the Nine of Pentacles can be some sort of codependency, or it can be bad habits. I don't know if they're just really unhealthy. They take a lot of risks. It just doesn't feel like they're super grounded and stable. Okay, so it's a bit of a red flag here, Libra. Now, some of you, you may know that this person is married or dealing with somebody else, but for others of you, I feel like it's something you really need to watch out for. Okay, Libra, because you're nobody's option. All right, and we see Libra in energy. Yeah, so for a lot of you, this person is married, okay? The Justice card, or they have a contract with someone else. Some of you, they could be another Libra, okay? Again, they come off as very balanced. They come off as very elegant. They present themselves well. I mean, there's a lot to like about this person, but I'm not getting that they're single or they're available, or behind the scenes, there's some real unhealthy habits. And like I said, they're not at their best right now. Now, we can't, judge somebody just because they're not at their best, but I do feel like there's some red flags here about their vibration, their energy. So the Moon showing up in reverse, Cancer, Pisces energy, tells me that this person is seeing you very clearly. I do think they have romantic feelings for you, but with the Queen of Wands, I feel like this is somebody that is kind of looking for a fling. Somebody who's very physically attracted to you, somebody who's going to be very irresistible, okay? And they're going to really focus in and hone in on that sexual chemistry between the two of you. All right, we see the Tower energy, Aries, Scorpio energy. So you're a tower moment for this person. You're bigger than them is what I'm getting, or this feels bigger than them, or bigger than the relationship that they're in. This is, I can't stop thinking about you. This is, Libra, you've made such a huge impact here, okay? And they're viewing you as the Six of Swords. So This person may be shocked and surprised. I mean, some of my Libras, you've moved on from this person, surprisingly. If they were keeping you hanging, or they were always promising to let go of a third party, or they were promising not to drink so much or to quit bad habits or whatever it might be, you know your situation. But this person is also shocked and surprised that you're clearly moving on from them. And some of you, maybe there was flirtation, maybe there was even hooking up, but then you found out there's this third party energy and you're like, yeah, I'm moving on. And they weren't expecting that. Now, the Queen of Wands in reverse can also indicate some sort of confrontation. So some of you be aware, if there is a third party, I am seeing there could be drama with that third party confronting you. That's a really, really specific message, not for all of my Libras. Maybe that's online, maybe that's in person, sending you messages, things like that. But the Queen of Wands in reverse tells me that this person, again, they're trying to manifest you. They want to connect with you. But they're coming in with either confrontation or really focused here on the physical. But I just don't get that this is somebody that's able to or going to make the decisions to make this something real and stable. Yeah, for them, it's just kind of physical. But the High Priestess in reverse is revealing third party, revealing secrets. And for some of you, if they are married or they're dealing with somebody else, that person is about to find out or has already found out about this connection. Okay, I know this was quite high drama. I wasn't expecting this at all. But for others of you, I do feel like this person is going to be coming out of the woodwork, High Priestess energy in reverse. But I want you to be careful because they could come in very emotional, again, very sexual. But I'm also seeing with the High Priestess in reverse, this is like the shadow attributes of Piscean energy. And when Pisces is in its shadow, it's shiny object syndrome. Try saying that 3 times fast. Where this can be escapism. So this person may escape into you, into this connection, into the physical. I do also feel like this person might, I don't know if they drink heavily or I don't know, it kind of feels like they do a lot of escapism rather than dealing with what they need to deal with. But I also feel this can be somebody who comes in, focuses on the physical, the passion, and then like swims off in a different direction quite quickly. So I wouldn't expect stability here with this person, Libra. Yeah, and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, yeah. That this person is going to continue acting in their best interest, but it doesn't look like they are, it doesn't look like they're coming in for making this a stable, solid connection, even if they say they're going to. Okay, so a lot of red flags in this, Libra. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like, Libra, you're sitting back, you're looking at all the details. A lot of this is making sense, or their behavior is starting to make sense after hearing these messages. But the Eight of Pentacles in reverse is also telling me that you're not planning on, or you're not feeling like this is something you want to put time and effort into. I also feel some of my Libras, I'm not saying that you have to do this, right? Your life, your power, your agency, but some of you are thinking about switching jobs, or, changing the gym that you go to, or, changing your habits or your behaviors so that you don't see this person or run into this person. Again, I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just picking up on that's what how some of you are feeling. All right, let's see what else we need to know. Now, for others of you, there is a message here that this person may be coming in and telling you that they're ending something with a third party. But I would be very careful because I'm not really trusting their energy. And I don't think you are either. Now, this reading is flanked, Libra, by 2 8s, which is a powerful number of ascension and abundance. So this may be a karmic situation that that's propelling you to the next level, learning these lessons, setting boundaries, recognizing your worth and your value, walking away from someone that you're very attracted to and maybe you even really like. Some of you might even love this person, but if they're not able to make you number one, choose you out in the open, work towards something solid, stable, and secure, you're making a really tough decision to move off in a different direction, and you're even surprising them. Okay, so let's see. Their energy, man holding a coin. This is somebody that wants to invest in this connection, or maybe has invested in this connection enough. And when I say enough, it's enough to make this feel confusing, enough to keep you tied to them, we'll say. All right, but the door to value. See, this is what I was getting with the Nine of Pentacles and the Empress in reverse. Deep down, it doesn't feel like they're necessarily honoring your worth and your value, Libra, but I also feel like this person struggles with their own self-worth, okay? And we have woman holding a heart, yeah. So we see that, but this person, I mean, I'm not going to lie, they do have feelings for you, but it kind of feels like they don't fully have follow through. We see the Journey coming out in reverse. So it's like this is somebody that doesn't want to be alone, and they might be in a relationship where they feel alone in that relationship, you know, and that sucks for them, right? But that can't keep you stuck, Libra. Journey energy in reverse. They know that this journey might be coming to an end, so I do think that they're laying it on pretty thick here for you, Libra. All right, so let's. So I just want this is. I know not the reading for a lot of my Libras. You know, not all of you are going to resonate with this. A lot of you, these are not the messages that you want to hear. But I can't change what comes through, and this is definitely for someone out there or some of you. If it's not resonating, don't forget to check your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. I also like to check my North Node, especially when I'm dealing with a soulmate relationship. Okay, so let's see. What are their blockages here? Not committed, always chasing or being chased. You must be willing to commit to one person. Yeah, and even if they're married, even if they are quote unquote committed to someone else here, Libra, it's like this person is non-committal. And they're non-committal with you, and they're also non-committal with this person behind their back. And we see too hard. You believe that it has to be hard, but it doesn't. Let love flow naturally into your life. Yeah. So for some of you, I kind of feel like this person might make excuses as to why they can't heal, or why they can't leave a particular situation, or why they can't, you know, leave bad habits behind. But again, yes, all of that is difficult, but it's keeping them stuck. And I feel like it's also something keeping you stuck. And in the end, those are just excuses. So we see self-neglect. That's the Empress and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. You're neglecting your own needs in relationships. Practice self-care. I just feel like this person does have a tendency to neglect themselves. Now, it could be somebody that seemingly overgives in relationships and then is sneaky or resentful and does things behind their partner's back. Again, if they do that to someone, Libra, they're going to do that to you eventually. But I also feel like this is somebody who's not really in their power, even if they look good, even if they come off as very balanced. And, you know, there's so much to like about this person. I can see that there is, right? Like you're attracted to them for a reason. But I ultimately feel like they don't make the right decisions for them to be at peace and to have real, true happiness. Oof, Libra. All right, let's see what they want to say to you. I was not expecting this type of reading. Let's see what this person wants to say to my Libras. What does this person want to say to my Libras, please? Habits, I don't know if we will ever change. I actually think it's, I don't know if I will ever change. They have some deeply, deeply ingrained bad habits here, Libra. And they don't usually change from one relationship to another, even if they're leaving somebody for you. It's something you really need to take a look at. And dishonesty. By lying, I ripped us apart. And I can see that here. I can see that here. All right, let's see what my Libras need to know that they might not be seeing. What do my Libras need to know that they might not be seeing here? Long distance love. So for some of you, that third party's at a distance. For others of you, this could be somebody who's at a distance from you, and they're keeping that third party, or they're keeping those bad habits or their addictions quiet or secret. Again, I do think they're quite sophisticated, okay, and unwilling to yield. But this person is also kind of unwilling to change. All right, and their feelings for you are deepening. That's for sure. I mean, I don't doubt that. We don't doubt that there are actual real feelings here, Libra, okay? And like I said, I don't think this is necessarily an easy decision for all of you. Some of you it is. You're like, F this, I'm out, right? But for a lot of you, it's not a super easy decision. All right, let's see what else we need to know about this person. What else do we need to know about this person? Karmic relationship. Are you surprised? Not with the messages that have been coming through. Fleeting romance, triggers. There are definitely triggers here. And this person is triggered by you moving on, because there's a big part of them that thought they had this in the bag, or that you were going to, continue, toe the line. We see turmoil, Tower energy, resentment. I feel this person is resentful towards, if they're in a third party, they're probably resentful to their partner. But again, that's something that they really need to work through, because resentment comes from feeling like not having power. And this person has more power than they believe, but they're shifting the blame and the agency to other people. All right. And if they deal with addictions, addiction energy oftentimes comes from feeling like we have a void to fill. Like at some point in time, we didn't get enough of something. So we fill that void with excess. And yes, it comes from our past and our traumas. But at the same time, at some point in time, one needs to be accountable and say, okay, I understand why I want to do this. I understand that these are my behaviors, but I have the power to change, okay? And engagement ring. So we see engagement, partnership, commitment, eternity, completion, and union. Yeah, so I feel like they're just in a higher level of commitment there with a third party is just the confirmation I'm getting. Now, for others of you, that higher level of commitment is to something that has power over them, like drugs, alcohol. All right, so let's see what my Libras need to know. Advice and guidance. So you need to focus on yourself, your self-worth, recognize your worth and your value. It's time to heal. There's some shadow work that's definitely coming to the surface with this relationship. So focus on you right now, Libra, and remember that you have other options. But it is time to make a decision about this connection. And for some of you, this may be a fling, or this is something that's very passionate, fun, and exciting. But it feels a bit more detrimental than just something that's fun. So that's the message in this reading. You deserve to be happy. You deserve expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. Again, I feel like it's really fun when you two are together. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that for a second. But it's about analyzing, can I emotionally invest in here? Is this going to keep me single? All right, so let's see what this person's very next actions are towards my Libras. Heavy reading, Libra. And like I said, check out your other signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or North Node, if these messages aren't resonating. What are this person's very next actions towards my Libras? Knight of Coins coming in, or, the Knight of Coins is like not changing up their behavior. They're going to continue towing the line, doing what they always do. Seven of Wands in reverse. Okay, so they may be coming in, letting down their guard. There could be, the Queen of Wands in reverse can also be like an emotional outburst. Two of Cups in reverse, making a decision that they want to work on this. Some of you, they're going to be telling you that they're pushing away that third party. But a lot of my Libras, I think you've heard that story already. Okay. Just honor your worth and your value. And we see the Death card. So an ending and a major transformation here, Libra. All right, Libras, let's see what the quiet truth is here for my Libras. What is the quiet truth here for my Libras, please? You're safe to wait. Okay, you're not going to lose anything here, Libra. I know that sounds terrible, but you're safe to wait. Waiting isn't going to change this situation. This person, if you are worried about losing this person or this connection, I can see they're not going anywhere, okay? But you don't need an answer tonight. You don't need to have all the answers tonight, Libra. Your body clock is accurate, so how this lands in your body, how this feels, Libra, that's accurate. All right, and your feelings are responding accurately. Yeah, so don't gaslight yourselves. And you can close this thought loop, so you don't have to overthink this. All right, my lovely Libras, I'm going to leave it here, sending you love and light. Take care.